All right. So instead of starting in a child's pose today, start in a tabletop position with your forearms down. So it's going to look like this. I like to curl the toes for tabletop, and then the forearms go down, spread the palms wide. You want to really make sure that the shoulders are directly underneath the elbows. Good. And then maybe just walk your knees back a little bit further. Good. So your butt's kind of in the air, your forearms are down, your neck is neutral, the toes are curled. You're just pausing for a second. You're just feeling your body in a little bit of a different shape than it normally would start the practice. So you'll take cat and cows, and the movement will be subtle because you're on your forearms. For some reason you don't like this, you just go to your tabletop traditional. So you're going to inhale the breath. You're going to round the spine, look in a little. You're going to exhale the breath, sink down and look forward. Good. So a few times on the breath, inhale, rounding the spine and looking in if possible. Exhale, sinking down and looking forward. Keep going around the spine and look in. Once again, the movement can be small, it can be subtle. Exhale, sink the spine down, look forward. Keep going around the spine. Sink the spine, look forward. One more on your own breath. Rounding the spine in, feel the forearms ground down. Exhale, sink the spine down, look forward. Come to what you can find as most neutral as you can for today. Good. Keep the forearms down. From here, see if you can extend your right leg back. And when you do it, you're going to notice there's going to be a shift in weight, and it's going to feel a little different. The goal is to have your right leg hip height, which is harder being down on your forearms than you would expect. Flex the foot if possible. Draw the navel into the back of the spine and really focus on your forearms here. Focus on your forearms, your outer arms, your outer triceps, kind of gripping in, a wrapping of your shoulders, and really focus on your outer hips as you hug in. So you're just not extending the leg and flopping to the right or the left. Ground down. Send a little bit more energy through your back right leg as your dristi, your gaze just stays forward. Good. Lower the right knee, keep the toes curled. Extend the left leg, make the movement small so all the weight doesn't just drop to the right. Yeah. You have to really hug your right hip in, draw the navel in, and press like a lot through your forearms. And then hug the shoulder blades together here a little bit and just breathe. And just feel your body in space this morning as you extend with a little bit more energy through your back leg. The contraction of your left thigh is strong, and there's a subtle rolling in of the thigh down. Lower the knee, press up onto all fours, traditional tabletop position. Extend the right leg back, extend the left arm forward now. Yeah. And this feels a lot easier to me. Pick a dristi spot. Reach back with your arm, grab your ankle if possible. If this is hard for you, you just have the arm reaching back kind of like you're swimming, and make the shape of your right leg. Don't ever jam your body into a position that you feel like you can't, sustain or make happen. The tailbone extends long. The thigh contracts, and you flex the foot if possible as you kick up and back. Hip points stay square towards the ground. Right palm presses firm. The navel draws in. Take another big breath in. On a sharp exhale, release the arm and the leg in opposite directions. Pause. Hand and knee to the floor. So see if you can do it at the same time. Extend the arm and extend the leg. Opposite arm, opposite leg. If you screwed up the arm and the leg, just do the side you didn't do yet. Pause for a second. Just find a lot of space, a lot of extension. Your neck is free. Your dristi, your gaze is on one spot. And then reach back with your arm first. Bend at your knee crease. This can be where you stop. This is cool. Don't jam your body. Or grab your ankle, kick up and back. So it's a little bit of a back bend, shoulder opener. Psoas release. Keep your hips towards the ground so you're not opening up. Kick and stretch. Yeah. Feel the left palm, press firm. Feel your outer tricep, hug in. Take another big breath in. Sharp exhale, reach the arm and the leg in opposite direction. Find a little bit more extension than you did before. Hand and knee come to the floor. Good. Curl the toes into the mat. Lift the hips up. Come to a down dog. Walk your feet back because it's probably a little too tight and short. Spread your palms wide. Yeah. And whatever you need to do to find the appropriate down dog for you. So pretty cold here in New Jersey. May need to bend behind your knees significantly this morning. Cut yourself some slack. That looks good, Kristen. So now the hips can really breathe high up off your body. And there's a wrapping of those outer arms in, a plugging down. Yeah, and just be still once you find that kind of that sweet spot. Spread the toes wide, anchor through your hands, feel the thumb, the index finger, the baby finger mount down. And then connect to your Ujjayi breath. Inhalation is through your nose. Exhalation is also through your nose. Good. Walk your feet wide this morning to the width of the mat. Walk your hands in so the thumbs ideally come together. So you're in this kind of this funky down dog, and just feel the difference. Funky down dog. So the feet are wide and the thumbs are together, but the hands and the creases of the wrists are still forward. Stay in this shape and roll forward to your first plank like this. See how that feels. Yeah, so my thumbs are actually touching. My creases of the wrists are forward. My feet are the width of the mat. And I really feel a lot of grounding here. So you can really feel the center line of the body engaged. The neck is neutral. Once again, if this is too much, your knees would just drop. It would look like this. Find what works. Bring a little bit more weight forward onto your tippy toes. Hold. Inhale the breath. Exhale, run energy from the crown of the head to the heels. And then it wraps the back the same direction and then goes back again. So lots of good energy moving through your body right now as you hold. Plug down to get a little bit more space. Draw in. So as it starts to get challenging holding, make sure the hips don't get floppy. Engage the thigh bones. Bring more weight forward. Squeeze in. 5 more breaths. Take a full inhale breath in. Exhale, hips up and back, downward facing dog. Walk your hands back, shoulder width distance or a little wider. Walk your feet back, hips width distance. Traditional down dog, roll forward plank. Stack your body and just notice how those subtle differences kind of change the shape of the pose, change our mindset. So you're in a traditional plank. The knees can always drop. Bend your elbows in half to a regular chaturanga or the knees down. Slide yourself through your first up dog or baby cobra, or skip it if lower back is too sensitive. Broaden across the upper shoulder blades. Hips up and back, downward facing dog. Take a deep breath in. Take a full exhale breath out. Look to the top of the mat. Take 2 big steps to get there this morning. Feet can have a little separation. Long spine on the inhale. Hands can often rest in the front of the shins. It's a nice alternative. Exhale, fold. Root to rise, come all the way up. Anchor. Hands to prayer at heart, arms by side body. So you pick, feet a little separated or together. You can change it halfway through too. Arms slide up, just traditional sun A's right now. Dive over bent knees, always bend your knees, let your head go. Come to the fingertips, long spine or hand slide to your shins. Definitely keep that weight forward. Plant the palms and step to plank. So don't be in a rush to jump. Bend your elbows into a slow push-up, chaturanga, or knees drop, or hold plank. Peel yourself into an up dog. Activate your legs super strong. Look up with your eyes a little. Hips up and back, downward facing dog. Take a deep breath in. Take a full breath out. Look to the top of the mat. You can step. If you feel anxious to hop, you're welcome to do so. Long spine, weight is forward. Exhale, fold over your legs. Root to rise, come all the way up. Drag it to prayer at heart. It's nice, clean, and simple movements. Arms reach up, look up a little with your eyes. Dive over bent knees, forward fold. Let your head just go. Long spine on the inhale. The shoulders slide back, guys. Plant your palms. If you're gonna step, alternate which foot goes back. Yes, if you can remember. Bend your elbows in half to a chaturanga. Pull yourself through a slow up dog. Don't be in a rush this morning. Hips up and back, downward facing dog. Deep breath in. Full exhale, breath out. Try to breathe through your nose rather than your mouth. Ujjayi breathing. Look where you want to go. Step or float, feet to the top. You pick. Long spine, weight stays forward. Exhale, fold. Root to rise. Come all the way up. Drag your hands to prayer at heart. Drop your arms. One more. Arms reach up nice and big. Dive over, bent knees, forward fold. Let your head go. Come to the fingertips, long spine. Step, step. If you choose to float, remind yourself, land with bent elbows into a chaturanga. Pull yourself through a nice grand up dog. Hips up and back, downward facing dog. From your downward facing dog, just drop your knees directly down into the middle of the mat. Curl the toes under and bring your hands to your hips. Don't worry. Those of you that know traditional camel pose, we're not doing that here. So just stand up for a second. A block may be helpful if you need it, but I'm not going to use mine right now. Just stand like this. Right foot's going to go forward. You're going to create a 90-degree angle. Yeah. Walk your right foot a little to the right. So we're setting up crescent lunge. We're going to just take it a little different this morning. Hip points are forward. Tailbone is long. This is really important. Keep your hands on your hips. Anchor your right foot firm and then hover your left knee an inch. So it looks like this. This is where the block, if you really can't support this movement, the block can go underneath your shin. The knee would hang off the block. So it would look like this. Those with really tight psoas would look like this. This is the alternative. If not, you're just hovering the knee. Take another big breath in. Good. Press down through your feet. Start to straighten out your leg. Yes, you're going to have to slide your foot back in order to get this. Hip points stay forward and then crawl your arms up towards the sky. So you can always keep the knee down, just a different way to get in. Good. Hip points are forward. Back leg is strong. Front leg is bent in half. Arms reach big and then look up with your eyes. Feel your feet press down. Feel your inner and outer thighs. Hold. Take another big breath in. Hands come down. If you're on the block, just remove it. Put it in front. Drop your back knee down. Slide your right leg back. Come back up to this position. Stand on your knees. Curl the toes into the mat, guys. Hip points forward. Slide your left foot forward, creating 90-degree angle. If you know you need the block, bring it close. So that way when you begin to lift up, you can slide it under. Good. Pause here for a second. Hip points stay forward. Tailbone is long. Start to hover your right leg. So it looks like this. My toes are curled. My back leg is working like crazy. It's straight up and down. Good. Look forward. Broaden across the upper collarbone. Good. Start to straighten out your leg. And you can maybe need to scoot it back a little. Yeah, and it may not be the prettiest movement. You may even need to put your hands down. Hip points stay forward. Back leg is strong. Crawl your arms up. Good. So there's no pitching of your body forward or backwards. You're nice and upright. So the leg may need to be a little bit bent for some of us. Hang with this. Another big breath in. Activate your legs. Stay with it. Hands come down to frame your front foot. Slide your left foot to the center of the mat. Spring your right foot forward. Come to the fingertips, long spine. You're right at the top of the mat. Exhale, fold. Sit into chair. I know, chair pose. Stick your tush all the way back. Reach your arms all the way up. Cactus the arms if something doesn't feel right in the shoulders today. Dig the heels into the mat. Little C curve in your back. Let the breath just flow. Shoot up to stand. Drag your hands to prayer. Drop your arms. Good. Arms sweep straight up towards the sky. Drop your seat into chair. See if you can go a little lower, a little deeper. Dive over bent knees, forward fold, let your head go. Come to the fingertips, long spine. You can step, you can float through your vinyasa. Just move your blocks out of the way. Upward facing dog will feel good. Yes, nice. Hips up and back, downward facing dog. Step your right foot forward. Turn your back foot strong. Yeah, reach your arms back and hover. Yes, if you went right up, bring yourself back down. There you go. Steer your right hip back. Good, so guys, you're hovering over your front thigh. Your back foot's at a strong angle. There's a rotation of your back thigh and your waist forward. If you like today, you can clasp your hands so your arms are bent and your hands are resting on your sacrum. So it looks like this. And then there's a broadening of your shoulders. Hold. Grip your hips underneath you. Good. And then if you have that range of motion through your shoulders, you can start to straighten your arms, but only if that's there. Press through your feet, then lift your torso. And as you come up, your hands are bound. Press strong through your feet, steer your left thigh forward, your left waist forward, and then sweep your arms out and up. Maybe the hands can come up to a prayer, straight up towards the sky, hugging. Sit a little deeper into that front thigh. Bring it to the floor, vinyasa, or right through a down dog, whatever you need today. We're going to start to move in a sec. Step your left foot forward, turn your back foot strong, pause. Yes, steer your left hip back, get your back foot really pressing, and then reach your arms back and just hover. So this is just kind of checking in, like, am I relying on that lower half of the body, the strength that you have? You are. Breathe. Clasp your hands if it's available. Start with the elbows bent. It's always a good call to do this because you just, don't assume. Steer your left hip back and then activate your right thigh. Turn it a little forward, the waist forward, and then see if you can straighten out your arms. Press strong through your feet and your waist and then start to come up. As you come up to this warrior one, your hands are bound. Collarbone is spreading open. The neck is nice and neutral. Anchor through that back foot and then sweep your arms out and up. Move the energy. Maybe the hands can come to a prayer straight up. So this is kind of hugging in. Look up a little with your eyes. Press strong through your feet and your legs. Bring it to the floor, vinyasa or not. Upward facing dog should feel good. Remind yourself of that. Hips up and back, downward facing dog. All these postures should feel relatively good. Right, look where you want to go. Step or float your feet to the top with excitement, long spine, forward fold, sit into chair. Yes, and move that weight far back. So the shins move back, and there's always going to be a little curve of your lower back as you sit a little deeper. Press all the way up to stand, drag it to prayer. So we're going to flow on the breath now. Here we go. Arms reach up, sit deep into chair. These look great. Exhale, fold, let your head go. Come to the fingertips to prepare, step or float through your vinyasa. Everybody's going to be slightly different. That's okay. Up dog should feel good. Nice. Hips up and back, down dog. Right foot lands, back foot turns, warrior one. Take your time. So if you're flying through the pose, just slow it down a tiny bit. Hands come back down to the floor, plank position. Bend your elbows in half for your chaturanga, upward facing. Hips up and back, downward facing. Once you get to your down dog, the left foot lands, the back foot turns, secure, and then rise, warrior one. Bring it back down at your own pace through your vinyasa. We can meet in a down dog. When you get to your down dog, it's like a reset. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Look where you want to go. Step or float, feet to the top. Long spine on the inhale. Keep that weight forward. Exhale, fold. Sit into chair. Look forward with your eyes. If you look down, you just want to lay down. Shoot up to stand. Drag your hands to prayer. Drop your arms. Let's keep going. Arms reach up. Sit again into chair. Maybe you can sit a little lower. You might surprise yourself. That looks good, Amy. Exhale, fold. Long spine prepares you. Exhale your breath. Step or float through your vinyasa. That was a good jump back, Dara. Up dog, I saw it. Hips up and back, downward facing dog. Right foot forward, don't get sloppy. Back foot turns. If I'm moving too fast, you go at your own pace. Bring it back down. You can go right to a down dog if you're not into these. Upward facing. Hips up and back, downward facing. Left foot lands. Back foot strong. Warrior one. You got it, Jody. Hands back down. Plank position. Chaturanga. Remember, you don't want your shoulders to drop, so I'd rather you lower just a little. Upward facing. Hips up and back. Downward facing dog. Take a deep breath in. Take a full breath out. Look where you want to go. Step or float feet to the top. Make it light, long spine. Exhale, fold. Sit into chair. Weight moves into your heels. Dig your heels into the mat. Press up to a standing position. Drag your hands to prayer. Drop your arms. Arms slide up. Sit again, chair. Exhale, fold. Let your head go. Come to the fingertips, long spine. Step or float through your vinyasa. Upward facing dog is bold. Activate your legs. Hips up and back, downward facing dog. Right foot forward, back foot turns, warrior one. Secure your feet so you can really root to rise. Bring it back down to the floor when you are ready. Chaturanga or not. Up dog. Hips up and back, downward facing dog. Left foot forward, keep it moving, my friends. Looking good. Rise, warrior one. Bring it back down, vinyasa. Upward facing dog, pulls you through. Hips up and back, downward facing dog. Good, from your down dog, roll forward to a plank. Move your eyes forward, zip up your whole body. Hug your right knee in, straighten. Arms are straight up and down, hands are pressing firm, back leg is strong. Yeah. Draw the right leg a little closer to you. Scoop out your belly. Step your right foot all the way forward in between your hands. Turn your back foot strong. Cartwheel open, warrior two. Check out your feet. Yeah, first one of these, you always want to make sure that your feet are lined up. Your right foot matches in line with the arch of your back left foot. Your arms reach nice and open. Settle in for a second before we move on. If you feel like you're all over the place, like with your mind, just pick one spot. Anything, like a pillow. Breathe a lot of space across your body. Lengthen your tailbone down. Turn up the inner part of your right thigh so you get this nice external rotation and your back leg is strong. Bring your arms straight forward like this, like you're handing someone something. Yeah, wrap your left arm under, eagle the arms, and rather than kind of yanking down, lift up. Settle in right here, breathe. You can close your eyes if you like. What happens here is we have the nature to kind of like want to come out of the pose. Allow your body to drop in. If the eagle arms are kind of stopping you this morning, you can always have your hands on your shoulders as an alternative. Hands could always come to a prayer. Grip your legs strong. Stay with it. Two more breaths. Unravel your arms open wide, warrior two. My thumbs are up, my palms are facing towards you, so I'm getting a lot of space across my chest. Good, dig down a little deeper, guys, you got this. Rest your arm on the top of your thigh, slide your left arm up. This could be where you stay today. Or hand can go directly down to the floor. I like a block. I turn my block kind of that low direction, slide it to the outside of the foot, and then I work on stacking the two shoulders. Once again, if this doesn't feel great, this is your next best option. This is an awesome way to take it. Arm resting on thigh. Yeah. Right thigh, outer right thigh, presses strong into your right arm. Left arm reaches up or can slide forward. Either arm variation, the arm slides forward. And then look up. Grip your right hip in. It has the nature, at least mine does, to want to go out. Turn the bottom ribs. Yeah. Anchor your left foot strong and then hold. The hardest part is the hold. If you think you went too deep, back out because we're holding longer. There's nothing worse than being in a posture which you feel like you can't, like you're going to explode. That's not the point. You want to find your edge, your fighting edge that you can maintain. 5 more breaths. Soften the shoulders and allow your body just to escape in. Stay with me. The pull-up is clean and smooth. Warrior 2. Warrior 2. Look forward with your eyes. Circle your hands to frame your front foot. Step to a plank. So right here, you can either stay plank or you can drop to your forearms. You can do either option, you pick. So it could either be plank or forearm plank. Okay, lean onto your left arm, left forearm or left palm. The arm, if you're on forearm plank, can turn at any angle. Stack the feet. The top arm could reach up. You can modify this as well with your bottom knee down. Lift from your bottom hip. So it's the same expression, just giving you different variations to pick from. Top leg could bend into a tree 2. Look up with your eyes. Lift your hips up. Make sure they're stacked and they're not peeling open. 3 more. Lift a little higher. If you have a tree, release it. Look down. If you're in forearm plank, land slowly. If you're in regular plank, pause. Forearm plank, meet you up to plank position. Nice work. Hips up and back, downward facing dog. Take a deep breath in. Take a deep breath out. So whatever you picked, you'll make sure you do the same thing on the other side. In plank, in down dog, roll forward plank. Plank position. You got it. You should be a little warmer now. At least I am. Hug your left knee towards your navel. Pause. Arms are straight up and down. Back leg is really engaged. And then look forward a little. Squeeze the lower belly. Stay with it. Look forward with your eyes. Land your left foot forward and through. Turn your back foot strong. Cartwheel open, warrior 2. Warrior 2. So set your feet up. Make sure that the whole torso isn't pivoting. Your arms are nice and wide. Your feet aren't all over the place. Take a second to settle in. Adjust the clothing, fix the hair, and then you find your piece. Feel the strength that you're creating from the ground up. Roll the inner part of your left thigh open. Slide your arms forward, just your arms. Yeah. If you think you screwed up the arms, do what arm you didn't stretch yet, but I'm going right arm under. Right arm under. Rather than tugging down, lift the elbows up. Pause here. Straighten out the sides of your body, yes. Lengthen your tailbone, drop down. Breathe. The longer we hold, the more resistance we create. But the more strength that you're going to create for yourself. Stay with it. Anchor the right leg. The strength of the right leg is going to help you out tremendously. Draw the belly in a little. Lengthen the tailbone down. Holding a strong posture. Right, try not to clench. 2 more breaths. On the next exhale breath, unravel, warrior 2. I'm gonna have my palms facing you, my thumbs up. Broaden across the upper collarbone, open up wide. Anchor, sit a little deeper. Slide your left arm either on the top of the thigh or you can reach down, use the block outside a foot. You could slide 2 blocks, right arm up, or wrap the arm forward. The left hip glute wants to kind of stick out, so tuck it underneath you the best that you can. Turn your bottom ribs and then look up. So the turning of the ribs from left to right. And then press strong through your feet and legs. You're stronger than you think you are. Unless you've been doing this for a long time. Yeah. And right here is where we want to run. So a few more breaths. You got this. Rely on your breath. Press firm. If you reach your arm forward, reach it straight up. Take the bounce out, warrior two. Nice work. Look forward with your eyes. Circle your hands to frame your front foot. Meet me in a plank position. Yeah, if you drop to your forearms, you'll drop down now. Once again, you have a choice this morning. Lean onto your right palm for traditional side plank or forearm side plank. Your arm can go on any angle. So give you a little play. Yeah, you do what feels good. Everyone's kind of different. Top leg can bend into a tree. This can be done regular Vashisthasana with a tree. You can drop down, you can modify. You could think about side plank, you could dream about it. Yeah, make sure your top left hip isn't opening wide. It's stacked over your bottom hip. And then look up. Stay with it. If you have a tree, release the tree. If you're in a forearm version, come first to your forearms. If you're in plank position, just come to plank. If you're in forearm plank, one palm at a time, meet everyone in a plank position. Hips up and back, downward facing dog. Exhale all your breath out. Good. Look where you want to go. Step or float your feet to the top. Long spine on the inhale breath. Exhale, fold. Root to rise, come all the way up. Drag your hands to prayer. Just stand for a moment. Just stand for a second. Yeah, so I'm going to turn towards you, but you stay right where you are. You're doing just fine. So standing now on your left leg, right leg's going to come up into tree. Okay, tree pose. Hands come to prayer. So if you took this before in a side plank, this is going to feel a hell of a lot easier. Lengthen your tailbone. Yeah. You want the gripping of your hips underneath you. Open up your arms, the branches of your tree, I like to call them. We've got a lot of snowy branches here. The most challenging part of this is to move your gaze. That's kind of the advanced version. You play with your gaze where you look. If you can look up, that's great. And if you fall from the posture, you try again. Let your body and your mind quiet right here. Arms are going to slide straight up like you have a block in between your hands now. Yeah. Right leg's going to come up and you're going to bend your right leg and flex your foot. So you have a 90-degree angle. You're still standing on your left leg. Your arms are going to reach straight up. Your right leg is bent. Now you're going to start to bend into your left leg and wrap your right thigh around. So the lower half of my body is set up for eagle. And then I'm going to go ahead and add my right arm underneath. Yeah. Squeeze the arms and squeeze the leg. Now listen, I'm facing you so you can see. See how my right knee is turning? So if I need to let go of my foot to kind of get down and straighten this out, that's definitely the way to go. So don't feel like you need to wrap your whole foot around. Good. But think chair with your kind of these bound limbs. Sit deep, weight is in your heel, and squeeze tight. You're trying to draw a straight line down the center line of the body. Move the weight into your left heel. So you could just keep the legs the way they are. Unravel your arms straight up. Now keep bending your left leg, lower your right foot and sit deep into chair. Drag your hands to a prayer. Inhale your breath. Hook your elbow. You're going to turn to the right. So turn to the right, guys. Same direction. Weight is in your heels. Get in there. If you want to open up your arms today and try a side crow, you're welcome to do so. If you don't want to take side crow, you can come up onto your tippy toes, lift your heels, and kind of crouch down. This is kind of the way to the side crow. Yeah, you can kind of crouch down. So you decide, you just traditional chair with a twist, or maybe you're playing with an arm balance. Or maybe you're working like me and I'm just kind of hovering. This is heart attack. And then look up. So if you're playing around, come out at your own time, lower your heels down, back into this chair twist, pull around to chair. That's where we're all gonna meet. Shoot up to stand, drag your hands to prayer, stand tall. Leave it behind, it's in the past. Stand on your right leg now, draw your left leg up into tree. And some days we get to this and we fall right over. Other days we have stellar balance. Hands to prayer. So there's a hugging in, guys. Yes. Arms open up if you want to experience that openness through the chest. Palms could even be like this. This feels great. Like think warrior two arms. There's a gripping of your hips, a firmness of your right leg. Yeah. The coiling in of your ribs. And the most challenging part is start to play with that gaze, that drishti. Arms slide straight up like you're holding a block in between your arms. Left foot's gonna move off the thigh and it's just gonna move forward. So now you just have a 90-degree angle. Draw the belly in, flex the foot strong. Start to bend your right leg enough that the left thigh can wrap around, right? Keep moving the weight into the heels. Then when you think you've got the lower half of the body, add the arms, left arm underneath. I like to do things in steps. I assume that, even after 20 years of doing this, I assume I can't do it. So you just take it slow. Move your weight into your heels, squeeze everything tight, and breathe. The yoga happens here in the moments that you hold these poses, where it feels a little unsteady, a little uneasy. Keep squeezing the legs nice and tight. Just unravel your arms. Just do that much first. Focus on your right leg. It's bending deep. Slide your left foot next to it. Sit strong into chair. Slide your hands to a prayer. Inhale that breath. Hook the elbow. Take it to the left. So get in there here. Yes. Move the weight back into your heels. So you can just stay here. This is great. Make sure the knees, the feet, the shins, everything stay lined up. If you want to go into an arm balance, you'll come down. Or if you want to work towards an arm balance, come up onto your tippy toes. Start to lower your seat. And this is a good place to be. Maybe look up. The side crow, the arms are going to come to the side. You're going to make chaturanga-like arms. The trick is to not rest your thigh on your left arm. It's all the weight's on the front arm. I'm not going to show it. You can envision. Stay with it. Another big breath in. If you're in a funky version of this, lower your heels, chair twist. Meet me there. Pull around to chair. Look forward with your eyes. You got this. Drop your seat, drop your seat, drop your seat. Lower all the way down so your butt hits the floor. Slide your palms flat by your side or place 2 blocks underneath them if you can't reach. Lift your legs up. The goal here is a nice lifted torso, a nice open throat and chest. So I'll show the option where the hands are on blocks, just so you know that this is a good option if your lower back is really sensitive. Good. Keep the hands down. Lower Ardha Navasana. So the most challenging version of this is where everything is hovering, but there's a scooping out of your belly. Your shoulders are lifted. The legs can be at any angle that works for you, even 90 degrees up. This is going to be the least on your lower back. Press firm with your hands. Navasana, boat pose. Keep the hands pressing down. Draw the belly in. Good. Broaden the shoulders and the chest. Try it again. Ardha Navasana, something that works for you. Your legs can be on an angle. Scoop out your belly. Lift your shoulders. Press your hands firm. I find this really helpful. Bend your legs a little. Navasana, boat pose. Press firm. Lift and broaden your chest. We're going one more. Halfway down. Ardha Navasana. Legs can be straight up if it's too much. I'll show you the alternative. Scoop out your belly. Feel your lower back. It's still down. Press your hands firm. Bend your knees a little. Navasana. Yeah, they start to get a little ugly. Cross your ankles. Step or float through a vinyasa. The up dog will feel good. Stay with me, guys. Hips up and back, downward facing dog. From your down dog, just step your right foot forward into a low lunge. Stay low to the floor. Yeah. Use a block. We're going to float to a half moon. Just like this. Right up. I'm going to go high with the block. Yeah. A week ago, I was having to lean against a wall. So if you need to lean against the wall today, that's totally cool. Left arm up. The biggest thing here is to make sure your right foot is forward. Your right hip hugs in. And your left leg is in line with your left hip. Yeah. If you want to add Shavasana today, you can. You'll bend at your knee crease. The reach back will be behind you. The kick goes behind you. I definitely recommend softening behind your right knee. And if you fall out, you join us again. Maybe it's just lightening the right hand away from the floor. 3 fingers, 2 fingers. Maybe the bottom hand can come to a prayer. If you took a bind, release into a regular half moon. If your hand is on a block, that's great because you're going to slide it back with you as you transition. Very slowly look down, triangle pose. You're going to step back, move the block with you, and do it slow enough. I actually ditched the block. Hand goes to the shin and the left arm up. If you get here and you feel like you need to reset, pull yourself up, set up your feet, and revisit your triangle pose. You got it. Just reminding you guys, the back leg is turned on an angle, so I can't see everyone's back legs. Kathy, take a bigger step. And the front leg always has a micro bend. Perfect. Pull up in the front of the shin. Nancy, alignment looks great. And I'll give you one other option if you want to add a different arm variation. Dara's floating her arms. What I can have you do today is reach your arms back. Mine are going back towards the fireplace. And then I automatically have to turn my chest. And then if you'd like to clasp your hands, you can do that. 3 more breaths. I like to do it this way because it teaches you to not dump down and really use your core. Use the strength of the legs. If you took arm variation, slide your right hand to your shin, left arm up. Look down with your eyes, circle the hands to frame your front foot, just step to a down dog. Once you get to your down dog, if you feel that you want to clean it up, roll forward plank, bend your elbows in half, pull yourself through a nice up dog, hips up and back, downward facing dog. From your down dog, step your left foot forward into a low lunge. Just pause. So your left foot is not going to turn at all. Your hip is going to hug in, reach for a block. Come on up, half moon. Play with the splay of the block, enough forward, enough to the left. More directly underneath you is going to be challenging, more challenging. Lift from your inner thigh and then slide your right arm up. Left leg is like Tradasana, so it's straight up and down. Add in the bind if you want to. Bend at your knee crease. This could also be where you stop. Reach towards your ankle, grab your foot. Just reminding you that the kick doesn't go up, it goes right behind you. I'm kicking towards the wall behind me. I'm spinning my bottom ribs open, and if you could, look up. You got it. If you got fancy on me, meet us in a half moon, traditional. So don't be in a rush. The transition is very important. If your hand is on a block, you'll move it with you. Look down, left foot stays forward. Giant step back, triangle. Back leg strong, turn on a little angle. Front leg has a little bend. Hand to your shin and right arm reaches up. Good. Bottom ribs turn. Look up. Perfect, guys. I'll turn so you can see this arm variation for today. So Dara is doing one where you float your arm forward. This is great because it's really working the oblique. Today, you could also reach your arm straight back. There's a turning of your bottom ribs and then clasp the opposite grip. Elbows can be bent too. Back leg strong, front knee has a little bend behind it. And then look over your right shoulder and just be here. And if this isn't for you, regular triangle. Good. Left hand down, right arm up. Good. Look to the floor, circle both hands down, keep it moving. Vinyasa, chaturanga. Upward facing dog. Activate your legs, point your toes if possible. Hips up and back, downward facing dog. Move your blocks to the top of the mat. You may need them for the next little block. Stay with me, we're almost to the floor. From your down dog, slide your right foot forward, low lunge, pause. Rise up, crescent lunge. We haven't been here in a while. That's a good thing or a bad thing? Drop your arms down by your side body, lean your torso forward, pause. You're gonna push off your back leg and you're gonna float to warrior three. This is why I said to have blocks here. You may wanna set yourself up like this. If you're gonna work a little more, hug your right hip in, your arms just reach back like airplane wings. The left thigh spins down. The hips don't open, hands can also just be in prayer. Look forward a little with your eyes. Soften behind your right knee. Lift your torso a little higher than the rest of your body. Start to look down. Left hand comes to the ground if it's not already there, underneath your left shoulder. Right hand to the flat part of your back. We're moving into revolved Ardha Chandrasana. Soften behind your right knee, look to the right, then look up. Keep lifting your inner thigh of your left leg. You can even point your toe. Sometimes I get a little bit more action. Right arm up if you're going for the full deal. You can even bind if you want to. Bend your foot in and grab your ankle. Twist with a little bit more energy. You got this. If you took a bind, release and meet us in regular revolved Ardha. Look down, right hand comes to the floor. Take a giant step back. Drop your knee. It's on an angle now. Sweep your arms up. Supported lunge. Yeah. Slide your hands to a prayer at heart. Inhale that breath. See how my toes are curled? Do it like that. Exhale, hook the elbow and twist. So you may decide like, oh, I've had enough. I'm just going to keep my knee down and I'm just going to stay here and enjoy myself. Or you can activate your back leg and give it a little bit more juice. It's up to you. Lean back a little bit, look up with your eyes, and don't be afraid to get in there. Yes, it's one of those poses. The crown of the head is going to line up with your back left heel. Open up your arms if you want more. Scissor the outer and inner thighs together. Twist open. 2 more. Look down, take both hands to frame the front foot. If the knee is lifted, drop it back down at an angle. Take your left palm flat, reach back with your right hand, bend at your left knee crease, grab your ankle. So if reaching the floor with your left palm doesn't feel great today, slide a block underneath and elevate yourself. Watch that your right leg isn't winging out. Yeah. So if you're here and you're always here, a couple options. You can drop down to your forearm, and this is going to really intensify things. I can't do it today. So those of you that want to try that are welcome to do so. Perfect. You're like, no, I think I'll just stay up. Kathy, if you had something underneath your hand, your bottom left hand, it may be a little bit better. So that way your torso can get a little wider. Don't go to the dark side, guys. Stay with it. So if you grabbed your foot, let it go. Take both hands to the floor and pause. You're not done. Yes. So from here, you're going to activate your back left leg, step it in about a few inches. Set up your feet in a short position. Bring your hands to your hips and pull yourself up. Last standing pose on the right side. Set up your feet for twisting triangle. Right hand on your hip, back leg strong, left arm extends up. Lots of good extension here. Come forward halfway, soften behind your right knee and either bring your hand to your shin or go for the block. The block can be any direction. Yeah, flat part of your back with your right hand. Steer the hips towards the back of the mat and start your twist. Look up. This is an unbelievable posture. If it's set up and you're really prepped, it should feel good. Back leg is strong, front leg is a little soft micro bend, chest and collar blade nice and open. Give a little bit more action as you twist. One more big breath in. Look down, move through vinyasa or meet me in a downward facing dog. I'm gonna go right to a down dog and I'm just gonna wait for you. Yep. Be okay with doing less. Once you get to your down dog, look forward with your eyes, have your blocks at the top, step your left foot forward, low lunge. I'm gonna move my blocks so they're high, okay? And then come up crescent lunge. Good. Arms reach back, pause. So there's like a sweeping of your chest and a hugging in of your shoulders. Press off that front leg and the back leg's gonna float up warrior three. Do it slow. You can use the blocks. They're there if you need them. Reaching the arms back doesn't work. Hands come down to the blocks and you just work on your alignment. Totally fine. Back leg strong. Hands can also be in prayer. The lift of your upper torso is a little higher than the rest of your body. Look forward with your eyes. Good, look down. Right hand comes to the floor or a block. Most of you need a block. Left hand to the flat part of your back. Revolved Ardha Chandrasana. The back right leg likes to get sad and droopy. So as a runner here, I'm gonna give you my advice. Point the toe and see if you can really fire up from your hamstring. It could help a lot. It cannot help at all. It's worth trying these little things. Back leg strong, hug your left hip in tight and strong, and then twist open. So a little bit more energy, guys. You're gonna be down in Savasana and having your 10th cup of coffee and the day will go on. Twist open right here. Two more. You got this, Amy. Eyes go down, hands to the floor, blocks, giant step back. Once you step back, drop your knee, sweep your arms up. So not like we started before, in the earlier part, our knee was straight up and down. This time it's on an angle. Hands to prayer, inhale that breath, hook the elbow, take your twist. We're not there yet. Yeah. Keep the back knee down or activate your leg, you choose. Crescent lunge with a twist, you got it. Get in there. Yes, and widen your stance, you got it, Jody, perfect. Activate that back leg like plank. Scissor the inner and outer thighs, look up with your eyes. Maybe open up your arms. Lean back, two more. Start to bring your dristi to the floor. Frame out your front foot. If the knee is down, stay there. If the knee is lifted like mine, drop the knee in an angle. Right palm goes flat to the ground or on a block. Reach back with your left arm. This could be where you stay if something's going on in your shoulder. Grip your left hip in. This is great. Bend at your knee crease. Grab your ankle if you're moving on. So you could drop to your forearm to make this more intense. There's actually two ways you can take this. Well, there's a lot of different ways. Keep your left foot forward for today. But the way I'm showing you is a little bit more of a twist in my upper torso, but you could also take this like humble and kind of drop down. These look good though. If you drop down to your forearm, come back up and meet us so your right palm is flat. Let go of your foot if you grabbed it. Good. Frame out your front foot, activate your back leg. So you're in a low lunge. Bump your back foot in so the back leg goes straight and the toes are forward like warrior one foot. Bring your hands to your hips, pull yourself out, up. Arrange your feet for twisting triangle so it works for you. Left hand on your hip, right arm extends up. Lots of good extension. Press through your back leg, come halfway, decide what you need here. Hand could be on your shin or a block, you pick. I always like to take my hand on the flat part of my back to check in that this is neutral and I'm not dumping to one side. Steer the hips back like someone's got you by a bungee cord, and then twist open. This is kind of like your aha pose, your final moment here. Breathe into it. Take one more big breath in. Look to the floor, both hands come down, kick the block to the side, step to a down dog, move through one last vinyasa here. Bend your elbows in half, pull yourself through a nice up dog, hips up and back, downward facing dog. From your down dog, hop your feet through your hands, lay down. Thank gosh, lay down. Finish off here with a couple back bends and a Savasana. Here we go. So as you lay down, I am automatically bring my block with me. So bend my knees in half, feet go flat, fingertips skim the backs of your heels. There's a lift of your tailbone. You could stay here. You can also make your arms kind of like robot arms and anchor the back of the triceps down. This is great because this is going to get you to stop so you don't go right into your low back. Lengthen your tailbone. This can be where you are, or interlace your hands. Snuggle the shoulders underneath for traditional bridge. Use a block. Slide it underneath your lower back at any direction, supported bridge. Anchor your feet, steer the thighs and the feet forward. Lift a little higher. Nice. Yeah, Jody, I like that because it's going to get you to stop so you don't go into your low back. The length in this pose happens from the tailbone to the backs of the knees. Exhale your breath, come down. If you're on a block, you're welcome to stay. Nancy's doing a great job. Just keep those legs elevated. We're going to go again. This time, if you want to flip your palms, chin to chest, take a giant breath in for a full wheel. Hey, listen, if you're not into these things, just slide a block under, elevate the legs straight up. I'll show you in a second, and flush out lactic acid. So find something that works. If you're going to go for a full wheel, make sure the feet and the knees are forward. Nice. Lift a little higher. Exhale the breath, come down. One more. If you're up and you just want to stay up, that's fine. If you want to back out, keep the block underneath you and just lift your legs up and hold. If you're in a full wheel, tuck your chin, take a giant breath in, lower yourself down. If your legs are straight up or you're in another variation, bend the knees in half, take the feet flat to the floor, remove any objects out from underneath you, and lower your lower back down. Good. Take your feet to the width of the mat. Move the block out of the way. Yeah. Knock your knees over to the right. So my right leg is higher than my left. My left thigh is kind of moving down. My right ankle is going to lift up and I'm going to place it on top of my left thigh. So it looks like this. Left thigh moving down. It's like ankle to knee. Good. Cactus, your arms look a little to the left. You didn't get it, just some sort of variation of spine twist. Remove the right foot off the left thigh. Peel the knees up towards center. So my feet go wide, okay? My knees go to the left. So my left leg is up higher. My right leg is kind of moving down on an angle. My left foot now goes on top of my right thigh, like ankle to knee, and I'm going to cactus my arms and look a little to the right. Remove the left foot, peel the knees up. Hug the knees towards the chest. Grab the outer blades of your feet. Final pose, happy baby. Lengthen the tailbone. Melt the lower back to the floor. Broaden the upper shoulder blades. Keep the neck neutral. Hug the knees to the chest. And slide your legs forward for Savasana. So separate your feet wide, separate your arms. Make yourself comfortable, maybe blocks underneath the legs. And I know we're all home and this is the hardest pose to kind of master. But if you can give yourself this next minute or two, kudos to you. Set yourself up, make yourself comfortable. Complete rest. If you need more time, stay down. You can just shut the computer off. I won't be offended. Take a deep breath in through your nose. Take a full loud exhale breath out through your mouth. As you start to come back from this state, this kind of resting state, move slow, bring your arms up, hug your knees to your chest. Like feel your body, feel how the yoga has helped, hopefully. Rock yourself up to sit up nice and tall. Try and stay with your eyes closed if possible. Just sit up nice and tall. Feel the yoga. Feel how your body, your mind, your breath, everything has taken a shift from when you started. Hopefully, bring the hands to a prayer. Bow your head for a moment. Most importantly, have gratitude. Lift your head, open your eyes. As always, my pleasure. Namaste. Go out there, have an awesome afternoon, and I will see you next week. Looking forward to it. Thanks so much.